Hey family, how you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm Viola. I appreciate you guys taking the time out your busy schedule to listen to this information. This is some powerful information. I call it, I don't know about you, I call it healing of the nations. I'm like super excited. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but it's talking about stem cell regeneration. Stem cell regeneration. I have a special guest on who's going to just share the information with you guys. And I just want to before I bring her up, I just wanted to share the reason why I love this information, or if I can say this healing of the nations, because it just blew my mind. Um, I spoke to Pastor Sharon at Pastor Sean. I spoke to Pastor Sean and she shared this amazing product with me. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little hesitant because I was like, okay, let me try it. So I don't know if y'all know it, but I know most of the people on the call know that I take care of my mom. Now I take care of my mom, and my mom is in excruciating pain. When I say excruciating pain, pain that passes uh, all understanding. We talking about she has a little bit of fibromyalgia, if you know that. She does have the sickle cell trait. So she has like what is it called? Osteoporosis. And like her shoulders in pain, her knees in pain. My mom would walk around the house cold. And I don't know if y'all know about them patches. I look at them as nicotine patches. Well, she had them patches on, and she would put one, she'll be in so much pain that she'll over patch herself. She'll have one here, one here, one here, one here. She'll have them on her both on her knees. She'll be having like four on her knees. I know I'm telling her business. I was hoping she's getting, she would tell her story. My mother didn't want to come in here, but one day I'm gonna get her. But she'll have like, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? She'll have like over 10 patches. So I knew she was in a lot of pain, fam. I knew she was in a lot of pain. Now I did try I did try one of the patches, which was the X39. Now, when I tried that on, it didn't really do anything for her. So of course I went back to Pastor Sharon, and I realized that it was more patches. I was like, wait a minute now. I didn't know we had all these jewels. But anyway, I had went and got the ice wave. Now I patch my mom. I'm a herbalist. I don't know if y'all know. I forgot to tell you. I'm a herbalist. I'm known as the colon queen. So, I'm trying different herbs on my mom. And we have this battle, with the food. And if y'all know anything, she do have COPD, and she does have like stents in the heart. Yeah. I'm gonna stop there, but y'all can just see what I'm speaking about, all the things that's going on with her. And we're talking about all the things that's going on with her. But the pain was just to me, it's unbearable. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't like seeing people in pain, especially my mom. But anyway, I tried that patch. Yo, I mean, I didn't know how to feel. I tried that patch, the ice wave. And we talking about like, to me, it was like 30 seconds, but it was like really about 10 to 15 minutes. She was like, she was kind of scared to move her arm. And I'm like, wait, I felt sometimes like it worked, So to see that it worked, it just did something to me. I didn't know whether to cry. I mean, I was going through all these emotions, like happy, sad, angry, pissed. I'm gonna be honest, because I was like, I'm an herbalist, none of my stuff worked. But the herbs work. The herbs work. But I'm not gonna really get all into the story. But no pain. She woke up this morning. She was a little scared, I tell you. She woke up and she was doing this, and I mean, flabbergasted. I was like, all right. And I was like, the next day, all right. Then the next day, it was going on day 5. And I was like, okay, okay. And I was sold. And ever since then, I've been witnessing miracle after miracle after miracle. And whew, I'm not gonna get emotional, but it just did something to me, because I tell you, I'm at the flea market mall here in Bragg Boulevard. People will come in there and talk with me, and they'll leave in pain. Now, I was like game changer, life changer, you name it, healing of the nations. But I know I can't say that, but I can say it because this is my private call. But anyway, healing of the nations. People leave my shop over and over and over again. This guy couldn't lift his arm, and he was like this. I mean, and I know I'm going overboard because need to have a short time. But look, without further ado, my special guest is Verdita Monk. Her and her husband are movers and shaking this business. They are helping people. I'm saying they are really changing lives. And like if they wouldn't have told Pastor Sean, I don't know. I mean, my mother would still be in pain. I wouldn't be seeing none of this information. I mean, absolutely none of this information. So I want to thank her, and out of her busy schedule, like I asked to have this special call, so she squeezed me in. But oh my gosh, I just want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I want to at least give you your flowers now. But without further ado, Miss Verdita Monk.
Well, thank you so much, Viola. It is such a pleasure to be on this call. You just have so much energy ever since the very first time I talked with you. And of course, I like working with people like that. I like surrounding myself with people that have high energy. And I know how much you appreciate this, Pat, because you're as you said, you're a herbalist. So this is not something I'm taking for granted. I just look forward to all the lives that you're about to change, because you're so I hope everybody can see how the glow on her face. But yeah, we're really excited, and I'm gonna ask everybody on the call, if you're not speaking right now, would you just please go ahead and stop your video, because I get a little distracted when I see people moving around and stuff like that. So if everybody would stop their video, I appreciate it. The call is recorded. But thank you again, Viola, for inviting me. Let me kind of tell you why I'm here, okay? My husband and I were introduced to this patch by a friend of ours, and it was kind of unusual because we hadn't heard from him in a very long time, and he told us he had something he wanted us to try, and in the meantime, he had gotten us on a call similar to the one you're on right now. And so we kind of knew what this was all about. We knew this was about this patch that I'm going to tell you about in a moment. And so we met him, and we literally had to go out of town to visit my husband's family. And what happened when we got to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, that night, my husband and I put this patch on. Now, keep in mind, you probably already are thinking, just based on what Viola said, that this patch is for somebody that's in pain, somebody that's sick, all these different things. But it's not just that. You're going to find out tonight it's not just about people in pain, because we were healthy people. Me and my husband, I don't take any type of medications. I don't have any type of illnesses or ailments. I'm an energetic person and all this. And so, I just didn't think it was for me. But he asked us to please try this patch. So we put this patch on that night. And the next morning we woke up. The first thing I noticed was I slept so deep. I mean, I feel like I was in a whole nother world. I don't ever recall sleeping that deep in my life, maybe as a baby, but I don't ever remember any other time. Well, also what I noticed was that my husband had not snored all night. That is very significant, because my husband was a chronic snorer, choking and coughing, and it was really scary because he would wake up and he would, I didn't know if he was going to die or choke on himself. I didn't really know what, but it was scary. It got to the point, though, that I could not sleep in the same room with him. I would say, you just have to go to another room, because I'm not going to stay all awake all night while he snores. I'm just not going to do it. And that it sounds funny, but y'all, this is true. And so that's why, I say that it's not just for people who are sick. It's also for people that just have unusual situations. And you can stop your video now, Viola, because what I see on the screen is your face. I see your face on the screen on my end, because I'm the host. I see you as a co-host. So if everybody will stop their videos, I really would appreciate it. There's some more people that are still showing their videos. All right, so listen, that's how we got introduced to the patch. And of course, it got our attention, right? We said, oh my God, plus the testimonies we had heard, we couldn't keep it to ourselves. We said, we got to tell everybody about this. And so we got on another call. And within a couple of days, we decided, listen, we've got to be, I'm going to call us ambassadors. We have got to tell everybody that we know about this patch, because it is really helping so many people. And I didn't want my friends to be left out. I didn't want my relatives to be left out. I had an uncle that had Parkinson's. I don't want those kinds of people to be left out. So guess what? I decided that I was going to help spread the word. And we hope that by the end of the call tonight, you will feel the same way. You will feel that not only do you need to be on this patch, but you want to spread the word. So let me get into this presentation. And I hope it goes smoothly because sometimes, okay, maybe go to the other one. I always have these challenges. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to get right on into this presentation. Now, here's the question I want to ask you right now. Have you been patched? And, you know, we told you about a little bit about this patch. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about stem cell technology as Viola kind of eloquently introduced it to you. Stem cell technology is something that some people have heard of it in the aspect of stem cell injections. Why do people want to get stem cell injections? Well, you probably heard of Christopher Reeve, Superman. He wanted a stem cell injection because he was paralyzed and he didn't want to be like that. He wanted to live, and stem cell injections was supposedly the best solution for him. There are many people that have chronic illness, like even dementia, or maybe some type of pain that doctors can't resolve, maybe some type of illness like cancer, whatever. They're willing to get stem cell injections. What you want to may not know about stem cell injections is that they're very expensive. They can range from 5,000 per injection up to 100,000. I did meet a man that spent over $100,000 for his injection. Even with the injections, he couldn't move, he couldn't walk, he couldn't do a lot of things. I met him in person. And so the thing about the injections, though, in addition to being expensive, your insurance does not cover it. 30% of the time, it does not work. And then it's only localized. So for example, if you have bone on bone in your knee, it's not going to help you with your shoulder. It's not going to help you with your heart. It only helps you with the knee. So why would you spend thousands of dollars to help in one area of your body when this patch right here helps in all areas of your body? Now, you know, when you put this patch, and notice this, if I put it close to me, you can see it's about the size of a quarter. It's really small, but it's thin like a Band-Aid. And you just peel the paper off the back, just like you would a Band-Aid. You can put it anywhere on your body. This lady here in the diagram has it on her arm. And so it's very thin. It doesn't, you know, not bulky or anything like that. What happens when you wear these patches, though? They elevate the copper peptides in your body. We'll get into that a little bit more. They reactivate the stem cells in your body, and then they regenerate your everything. Why is this significant? Because as we get older, by the time we're age 30, the stem cells in our bodies are depleted. They're dormant. 50% of them are. By the time we're 60, about 90%, I mean, almost all of them are gone. This is why you see so many older people walking with canes. Why do you think they walk with canes? Because obviously they're not going to get better. But if they could get better, you wouldn't see them with a cane in a year from now, right? We're seeing people in this company who started wearing these patches that could not literally even walk. So not only they're not walking with a cane, they're walking again. And so this is why this is important. See, our bodies were designed to heal themselves, but we can't heal ourselves if those stem cells are dormant. So hopefully that explains a little bit as to why you may want to consider this patch, because you want to restore the stem cells that are in your body, reactivate those stem cells back into your body. Let me introduce you to the gentleman who created these patches. He's a scientist and inventor by the name of David Schmidt. He's a CEO of LifeWave, which is a company that makes these patches available, and he's the inventor of this patch. Now, David is very brilliant. He started out over 20 years ago and was commissioned by the federal government to create a patch for the Navy SEALs. They're about to launch a new project where they were going to be in a submarine, and they needed to be energized for over 36 hours at a time with no kind of stimulants and, you know, just all natural. So they commissioned him to do that. Took him 3 years to create the energy patch. That was his first patch. And ever since then, he's been creating different patents. And so, but a few years ago, back in 2008, he started focusing his attention on stem cell research. And about 4 years ago, that's when he created his masterpiece. You know, it's called the X39 patch. That's what we're here to talk about tonight, the stem cell reactivation patch, and over $4.5 million to bring to market. Now, right here, I just want to clarify something, because you heard Viola say that she put this patch on her mother and it didn't work. Now, it did work. She just didn't know it was working, because just because you didn't feel something instantly doesn't mean your cells are not being reactivated. It could have been working on her heart, but she may not feel that. It could have been working on her brain, maybe dementia. You see what I'm saying? The patch is working. It may not be working on, because it works all over your body. But the ice wave patch that she mentioned was specifically designed for pain. That's the purpose of that patch. And therefore, if you put it on any part of wherever the pain is, excuse me, you will see instantaneous, the pain is going to go away in 10 seconds or less if you put the patch on correctly. Because the ice wave patch, I'm not here to talk about the ice wave patch. I just want to clarify what she did and why she got that experience. The ice wave patch is made up of two patches, a brown one and a white one. You put the brown patch where the pain is and the white patch 3 inches away from that. But you have to know how to put it on correctly. And that's why her mother's pain went away. So we've got patches for everything. But if you wear this patch, I guarantee you that pain may not have been gone away that day, but the very next day or day after, not only will that pain be gone away, but all kinds of things are happening to your body. So this literally is his masterpiece. All the other patches that he created, when he created this, he said, really, you don't even have to do the other patches. This right here is going to do everything for you. But so let me tell you a little bit about the patent, because again, this patch is patented. And I'm going to read something right from the patent. It talks about elevating the copper peptide in our bodies. See, when copper peptide in our body is elevated, that's what reactivates the stem cells. That was proven by Lauren Picard, a scientist back in 1973. The problem was that nobody could ever come up with a way to do it. Nobody could elevate the copper peptide and turn around and reactivate the stem cells. That's why it took David Schmidt 10 years to do it, because he was patient, he was consistent, he's literally a genius, literally. It gives you improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, and a lot of other things that we're going to talk about. But again, this is patented for another 17 years. So LifeWave is the only company that's able to market this product legally. Okay, and so we have an exclusive access to this patch. Now let me explain how the patch works. It's a form of proprietary form of phototherapy. Here's a description of what phototherapy is. For example, when you go out in the sun, you probably heard that it elevates the vitamin D in your body, right? That's a form of phototherapy. And then like plants, the light that the plants receive, that's a process called photosynthesis. That's why plants thrive on light. And then in this patch, in the very, very center, there's nothing, no kind of stem cells or anything. It's something called nanocrystals. They're very, very tiny, made in a lab with sugars and salts. And what happens is these nanocrystals reflect, when you put it on your body, they reflect off of the light of your body. See, we're light beings and we have light in our body. So when this patch hits your body, the body reflects off of these crystals. They turn back around and reverse and and then elevate the copper peptides in your body, in turn reactivating those stem cells. Okay, so that's what happened. Reflects light to activate. Non-transdermal, nothing in the patch. So you don't ever have to worry about anything interfering with your medication that you're taking, because nothing goes into the body. This is just light. No drugs or chemicals or stimulants. And so many people are concerned about, how it's going to affect them, their health, especially if they have some type of chronic illness. You don't have to worry about that. Non-invasive. So it's not going to interfere with anything. But we want to make sure that we give you this disclosure. LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medication, a medical condition. Remember, I said that our bodies are designed to heal themselves. So the light that's reflecting off of these crystals is turning around and elevating the copper peptides, which in turn, they're already in your body. So we're not putting anything in your body. We're just rebooting your body. This is a beautiful thing. Now, here's some of the benefits. Remember, I told you there's a lot more benefits than, what we saw in the patent. One of the benefits that we are going to notice is increased strength, especially as we get older. Do you notice that older people just are not as strong? Reduced inflammation. You know, inflammation is the culprit of most ailments that we experience and most diseases. Increased stamina, energy and vitality, and mental clarity. I promise you, most of the people that you're going to be surrounded by pretty soon in your circle, if they're wearing these patches, you're going to notice how energetic they are. You're going to notice, well, you're going to notice about yourself, the mental clarity. I hear that all the time. Me personally, I swear by the mental clarity because I have a lot to do. Number one, I've got over close to 5,000 people on my team, and I'm helping them do calls like this. I also have an interior design business, which keeps me extremely busy. And I used to get frustrated because I didn't know if I could get all the work done. But now I'm just calm because the mental clarity, allows me to just compartmentalize, the things that I'm doing. Restored muscular and skeletal conditions. As we get older, you heard Viola talk about her mother having osteoporosis. This is why this is important. It's going to restore her skeletal system. Improvement in sleep. I told you about my husband and I, how the very first night we saw improvement of our sleep, and so many people who say that they've had nightmares or haven't slept, just can't sleep, or can't sleep soundly. They notice that very quickly. Improved skin appearance. And people that gentlemen that had, I think it's called vitiligo, where the skin is turning colors. I mean, within 3 months, that was almost gone. So that was a very dramatic, situation with him. But many people are seeing their skin looking much better, you guys. So we're here we're trying to help us all achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. And again, we want to make that disclosure. We're not saying that we're diagnosing, treating, curing, or anything. We're letting you know that your body is about to be rebooted. Now, remember I told you it took 10 years for David Schmidt to develop this patch. And it took 80 case studies. He was very thorough, case studies all over the world. And you can look at those, you can review those case studies on this site right here called thisisit.info.com. You will also find doctors' reviews of what their impression. And so many physicians that are part of our company, they are impressed. They can't do what X39 can do, but they'll give you their testimonies. And then also just other information, about this, about the X39 on thisisit.info.com. Now, what happened in the case studies was the first few days, they started noticing that over 4,000 genes began to reset. Let me tell you how significant that is. You may have heard it being said that if you drink red wine, it will reset 2 genes. So 2 genes for a glass of wine compared to 4,000 genes for 2 or 3 days of wearing these patches, a big difference. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. For people that have PTSD, Alzheimer's and dementia, are just depressed, and those are examples of the brain not being balanced. That's probably why so many people just don't act right. But within 6 weeks, the brain they started noticing people's brains became balanced. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. Collagen is in everything. It's in our bones, it's in our tissues, and it's everywhere. And so it's very important for your collagen to be increased. That happened within 3 months. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. Now, let me slow down because I really want you to catch this part about the heart reverses in age. First of all, they say that for every 6 months that you wear this patch, your heart reverses 8 years. Again, for every 6 months that you wear this patch, your heart reverses 8 years. And don't you want, that's going to help you live longer. That's going to make you're healthier. Don't you want to feel that way? Let me give you 2 examples real quick, because I think this is so important, because heart disease is very prevalent. It's one of the biggest killers. I have a friend named Jeffrey, lives right here in Atlanta, Georgia. And Jeffrey is diabetic. I'm going to go ahead and tell his whole story, but he had a stroke. He had a stroke 3 years ago, which left him, paralyzed on one side. He had to start all over, learning to eat, how to walk, all of this. And they would not let him leave the hospital without putting a pacemaker in his heart. And so about a year and 3 months ago, back in November 2022, A friend of his gave him this patch. It was right before Thanksgiving. And so with the diabetes, Jeffrey was giving himself 5 insulin shots per day because that's what was required to keep him stable. After 3 days of wearing this patch, he only had to do a half of an injection in the morning and a half of an injection before he went to bed. That's a big difference from 5 insulin shots per day. So that was the first thing. 6 weeks later, he went back to his cardiologist because he was having to go every 6 weeks. When he went back to the cardiologist in 6 weeks, the cardiologist came out waving the papers and said, I can't believe this. Your heart is operating on its own. It's no longer, they have a test they can tell. Your heart is no longer relying on the pacemaker. What is going on? And he says, well, all I've been doing is wearing this patch. And long story short, that's Jeffrey's story. I'm gonna tell you one more. Guess what happened? That stem cells in his heart began to reactivate and helped him where he no longer relied on that pacemaker. The quick other testimony is a lady who was 73 years old. I met her at a meeting here in Atlanta. She was one of those people that got a hold of the patch, 3 years ago. So she'd been wearing the patch for 2.5 years when I met her. And she went and had a test that measures your vascular age. That simply means the age of your heart. And they came back and said that something is wrong with the machine, ma'am, because it's saying that you're 35 years old. And she said, oh, there's nothing wrong with the machine. I've been wearing this patch. You see, remember I told you for every 6 months, how many times does 6 months go into 2.5 years? 5 times. I have a degree in math. 6 months go into 2.5 years, 5 times. So what's 5 times 8? Remember I said every 6 months you wear the patch, your heart reverses by 8 years. So 5 times 8 is 40. She's 73. She was 73 at the time. They said her heart measured at 35. What can I say? Take 40 away from 73. That's 33. That's what we mean by your heart reverses in age. Okay. So this is very, very serious. And that's why we're so excited. Now, how do you wear the patch? It's so simple. I'm so glad I don't have to swallow any pills or nothing like that because I do not like swallowing pills. So here's how you wear the patch. You just put it anywhere on your body like a sticker. It's like a sticker. You notice in these diagrams, the man put this, so one below the belly button, and this person put it behind the C7 vertebrae, which is the bone that sticks up when you bend your head forward. And then you put it there, or you could put it anywhere. They just put it in these 2 locations because during the case studies, they wanted everybody to be consistent and measurable. And so you put it anywhere on your body, but you wear it for 12 hours. So let's say you brush your teeth at 8 o'clock and say, let me put my patch on. Then 8 o'clock at night, you take it off so that your body can repair and rejuvenate. And you're going to get 30 patches. See, this is something you do every day. These little patches come inside an envelope like this. And then that envelope goes into this envelope. See, it says X39 goes into this envelope. It's beautiful packaging, you guys. We're not playing around. So 30 patches, you got enough to last you a whole month. And you want to drink plenty of water because 2 things. The patches are, we're talking about energy flowing through your body, and energy is going to flow better when you're hydrated. But on top of that, your body may start detoxing and pushing those toxins out. So the water assists in pushing the toxins out of your body. That's how your body's going to start healing itself. Now, this patch, you can tell by now, it's very sophisticated, but there's no way that I can go over everything about this patch in less than an hour. But we're going to make it very simple and plain to all of you because we do have some people on this call besides myself and Viola who have some incredible testimonies. And so far, I know that one of the people that Viola invited to the call who has incredible testimony is Miss Kim Bear. If you can unmute yourself and share your camera, Kim, that would be wonderful, and share your testimony. Or if you don't want to share your camera, you don't have to, but if you can, that'd be great.
Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Now, how can I undo my...
If at the very bottom of your screen, you may see something that says start video.
Okay. I didn't take it all the way out. I think I've taken it all the way out.
Well, we can still hear you though. You can just go ahead and start your sharing your testimony.
Okay. I would like to first off like to thank Miss Viola for inviting me. And then also to you for just starting this whole plethora of everything of goodness, I should say. But just with me, for me, Viola was telling me about it, and I myself, I deal with a lot of medical issues, basically dealing with pain in my lower back. And I have some arthritis in my knee, and I'm considered to being a young woman. And here I feel like my body is at like 60 or 70 almost. But however, I'm on a different amount of medications, which Viola knows that I've been trying to get off of those. So, but by me purchasing some of these things from her, these patches, I was sort of skeptical. I was like, they're not going to work. But anything that I could possibly do to get this pain under control or gone, I was for it. So I put in an order for some and they came to me in the mail, and I was so excited. I could barely wait to get them. And so, but she broke my heart. She was like, well, you can't use them tonight. You have to wait until tomorrow. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I got up the following morning and I patched myself, and I did, as the direction says, you wipe off the area to where you're having the pain and everything. And I can tell you this. I've seen commercials, I've been in stores, I've purchased items on top of items, and they do not come close to what these patches have done for me. And when I say this, and I'm trying to hold back my emotions and tears because Viola knows that I cried with her already. But when I put on the patches, it took, I would say, I'm going to say at least maybe 15 minutes, maybe. And I just was like, I started bending. I started, moving, squatting, and I was like, let me get up and walk down the hall. So I got up and I walked down the hall, and the pain that I constantly complained about was on my left side. And it's because of the way that I have to walk with my gait. And I'm telling you, I have been sold with this product. I am in love with this product. I am not, I have already told Viola that I want more as soon as I can get more, but they really do work. And to tell you guys just a little bit, my father, he has a pacemaker and he suffers with arthritis in his knee. And so I think it was like the second day, or maybe if not that same day, I put a patch on his knee. And in, I would say, minutes, he was like, I can feel a little bit, but then later on I kept checking in on him, and I was like, Dad, can you move your leg? And he was sitting in his recliner, and he leaned forward and he moved his leg in and out, in and out. And I'm telling you, I've really been sold, and I really wish that more people could get this product, because for me, I'm saying I want it. And then the second day, I think I sort of goofed up, so I had to call Viola. She was like, well, you can do it the second day, but I had read that you do it every other day. So I was like, well, let me get up and smack this thing on me right away, because I mean, as long as this is connected to my body, on my skin, on the area to where I need the pain to be gone, it happens. And call it the magic pill, the whatever you want to call it, the magic patch. But for me, I'm sold, and I want it. I have to have it, because I'm not adding more pills to the plethora of pills that I'm presently taking now, and I'm trying to fight to get off of. So I really like this. And a plus of what the lady said about what I really like about this patch is it can go anywhere on your body. So it's not like, oh, you're getting a shot and, oh, well, it's only helping this area and you're having pain elsewhere. I'm really sold. So I really like it. I really, really do like this product.
Well, thank you so much, Kim, for sharing so eloquently your experience and your dad's experience with the product. And that's what we're talking about, people. This is basically just what, from what I'm hearing, is changing Kim's life. You can tell she's excited. And I'm so happy for you, Kim. And we hope, as you said, everybody needs it. I hope you join us and you see why we're telling everybody, because we don't like to see people uncomfortable. So we hope you decide to do that as well. But thank you so much for sharing. I want to bring our next testimony up, Miss Rosetta Allen. Can you unmute yourself? And if you like, share your video. There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Rosetta Allen, and Viola was telling me something about the patches, but I wasn't paying no attention because that's just what I do. She's always telling me to do things, and I get scared and I just run away from things. And she sent them to me, and I was in so much pain because I suffer with bone on bone in my knee, and I also have spasms in my right foot, and I also have problems with my back. So she sent them to me Sunday. I looked at them and I just put them to the side, and then I texted and said, okay, I got the patches. So I said, I didn't know if I should start it at night or if I should start it the next morning. So I did start it the next morning, and I said, this is really not going to work. So I work with kids and I work with autistic kids. So this Monday I tried it, and the day one of my kids' bus came late. So I'm like, okay, so now how am I going to get the kid upstairs? Because I use the elevator, and the kid that I had to wait for doesn't like to use the elevator. So I said, well, I never walk up there. I had to walk from the first floor to the third floor if I had done it. So the principal sees me with the kid and goes, Miss Allen, no, you use the elevator. I said, oh, I think I could go up the stairs. She goes, you can? And she goes, what do you mean you could go up the stairs? She goes, you never use the stairs. And I'm like, no, I really think I could go up the stairs. I said, I got these little patches on, and she's looking at me like I got two heads or whatever. So she's following me up the stairs, and I walked all the way up the stairs, and I was so excited. And I was texting Viola, I was like, oh my God, I walked the stairs. I felt fine. And they kept saying, oh my God, what are you using? What are you using? A lot of people was like, oh, I want to see, how it works for you or whatever. I've been using them since Monday, and I work from 7 to 7. And every time I come home, I'm drained. But now I got so much energy. I'm walking around the classroom more, and I don't know what it took them so long to find this, but it's a miracle. It's a miracle. That's all I can say.
It literally is, Rosetta. Rosetta, I'm so happy for you. I can see it, it's a subtle, but you can tell people are happy. Another thing, I couldn't think of the word earlier about the brain being unbalanced. You talked about you work with autistic children, or
Yes.
this particular person was autistic. See,
No,
that's what we mean.
Yeah,
that's what we mean about the brain being imbalanced. And there's a family down in Columbus, Georgia, not far from where I live. And there's what do you call it? Quadruplets. There's 4 of them, 4 teenagers, and they found their patches. I mean, that it's just making such a big difference. As a matter of fact, they lost their mother, and it's just a father. But you really need to know more about this, because it's really helping autistic children. You can help a lot of people. Seriously,
their parents. My kids, and I was telling my daughter, and she was like, "Ma, don't be walking up those stairs." I was like, "I feel fine." She's like, "What do you mean you feel fine?" And I'm trying to tell her, I'm trying to get her to use it.
See what's happening with that patch is regenerating that cartilage. It does what it needs to do. It does what your body needs to do, and it doesn't do it as fast for everybody's body's different. Because even though you couldn't walk up the stairs, if it didn't happen right then, it could have been working on your heart or your kidney. See, it's an intelligent patch. It knows what your body needs. And once again, everybody's body's different. But thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Your testimony.
Can I just ask one question?
Sure.
Like sometimes, like I feel funny. Is that normal? Like I think it's because I feel funny because I don't have
excited,
the pain. So it's like my body, my legs feel funny.
You just want. Does it, when you say funny, do you mean it's hurting or
No, it don't hurt. It just, I guess because I'm out of pain. Like I don't,
you just can't believe it?
I've been in pain
She's
for
been
so many
dealing
years.
with this. My cousin's
So
been dealing with this for what, about
yeah,
15, 20 years. So
I've been
she
dealing
just
with it for
don't know how to not have pain.
Yeah.
So her body's like, you in pain. No, I'm not. And I'm gonna tell you, she peaked the whole school because the school was like, yo, Miss Allen, you walking straight. And I just fell out.
And even the girl, remember the woman called you. As soon as I told her, I walked up. She was like, "How you walking like that?" I was like, "Oh, it's like a little patch." She said, "Oh, give me her number," and she called her right then and there. And I'm like, "Wow."
Yeah.
Like,
People want these patches, you guys. So thank you so much for Zeta for blessing us with your testimony. And we hope that you continue to enjoy. You, I know it's feeling funny, but just get used to feeling good, okay?
okay, thank you.
All right, so we're going to move right along because we don't want to hold you all too long. I'm going to get back into the presentation, but I told you the patch is very is sophisticated, but it's very simple to explain just by listening to those testimonies. Okay, now I'll go back one slide. So once again, you can go to This Is It Info to get more information about these patches. All it's going to tell you on this site is all about the patches, okay? And if you have any more questions, you can always reach out to Viola. But let me tell you a little bit about our company, because I want you to put your business hat on right now, because not only are you going to benefit from these patches, but I know you're thinking, I really ask you right now, if you have anything to write with, write at least 5 people in your life that you can't wait to tell about these patches. Write at least 5 people's names down, okay? And in the meantime, I'm gonna tell you that this company, LifeWave, is a 19-year-old company. In October, will be 20 years old. And the company was basically, the only people that knew about this patch were physicians. So they were selling the patches in their office, but they weren't telling everybody about it. They just had it in their office. So the company was doing about 20 million a year up until about 3 years ago. And then all of a sudden it exploded. It says 320 million right here, but the end of 2023, our company ended with 400 million. I think it was 420 million. That's how we ended the year. So the company is exploding. So from a business perspective, if you were saying, hey, I always wanted to have my own business, this is something to think about. You want to be part of a company that is growing extremely fast, has a product that hardly nobody knows about. The company is open in over 75 countries. We're literally listed on a website called businessforhome.org. And they show our company is the second fastest growing company of a home-based business in the world. So that's something significant. And so this is not a Me Too product that you can go to Walmart or Whole Foods or GNC or someplace like. You can't get it there. And then you can get weight loss products or skincare supplements at those places. But the only way that you should be able to get these X39 LifeWave products are through another person like Viola. And that's why we're telling you about this, because you know people that need it and they need to get it through you. So what's most important in your life? We just heard from Rosetta, and you can imagine what's important to her: better health right now. That was probably the most at the forefront of her mind, better health and without the pain. And the same thing with can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember all the names on this call. But you know what I'm saying? Now for me, time freedom is very important. I mean, I do have the flexibility because I have my own business, I can do things, but I can't always get away because I have commitments with my business. But family, I tell you what, family is very, very important. Think about this. What if we end up living 90 years? You know how people nowadays are living longer, like 90 to 100 years old. My mother-in-law is 94 years old, and her husband and my father-in-law is 95. People are living longer, but guess what? Are they in good health when they're 90 years old? See, that's what I want. If I live to be that long, if I'm blessed to live that long, I don't want to be unhealthy. I don't want to be walking with a cane. I don't want to be in my bed where my family members have to take care of me every day. So I want to be enjoying my family. And it's probably, if nothing happens and, and we continue to, be healthy, we may live that long. So that's very important. But any of these things you see on the screen, let's talk about security. Do you know they talk about this all the time on the news, how Social Security may go away? They don't want to have it anymore. So who knows? You need to be in a situation where if you are not able to work that you have money coming in. So we're getting ready to talk about residual income, the kind of money that comes every month, every week, month after month, year after year. Let's talk about residual income. Now, let's say, for example, if this were you, Rosetta, and you went out, you talked about some people at your school that you were talking to. Let's say one of those people that said, I got to call Viola right now, wants to get some of these patches. As a matter of fact, she might want to get not only a whole month supply. I'm going to tell you about some other packages as well. But if she decided she wanted to get some patches, guess what? She can call on your left team. Okay, everybody, please mute yourself. Somebody's talking. Thank you. I think that's Kim's voice I hear. I mean, Kim is unmuted. Let me mute you. Okay, so Rosetta, if you happen to, somebody that you told about this, if you signed up and got some patches yourself, you get to go into this system called a binary compensation plan, meaning you have a left team and you have a right team. One of those people at your school, they get some of these patches, they may fall on your left team. Let's say that person's name is Ann. And then somebody named Betty says, I want some too, Rosetta. And so she gets a package and then she falls on your right team. Then another person named Cindy falls on your left team, and a person named Doris falls on your right. That's 4 people. When you get 4 people that get our silver package, which I'll describe to you in a moment, that will make you what we call a manager. And now you're positioned to start earning money in this binary. And you can earn up to $25,000 per week just in this one way of pay. So the company pays us very, very well. It's all based on your efforts. Now, here's the part that I get really excited about. It's called a matching bonus program, where you get unlimited income potential, meaning you can tell as many people about this as you want. You can tell 1,000 people if you wanted to. But let's just say you told 10 people about this. And let's say that Viola, you know how sharp she is, but let's say Viola was one of the people that you like, I think that Pastor Sharon introduced Viola to it. And Viola comes in, gets a package. And let's say this week, that binary that I just shared with you, let's say Viola made $1,000 in the binary. And let me back up 1 second, because I want you to catch this. Everybody that falls in this binary after you get paid on everything they do. Everything, all these packages have volume, have points associated with them. If they fall under you, you don't even have to know these people. These people, Ann and Cindy, and those people may know these people, but you may not even know them. And there may be somebody above you, Rosetta, like Viola. She might enroll somebody in a package and they still going to fall under you because she cannot put them in front of you. That's why what we're talking about right now is timing and positioning. Is very important that you position yourself in this binary as quickly as possible, because you get to benefit from all this spillover that's going to result of all these people joining. Y'all, it's a beautiful thing. Trust me. But let's say Viola goes out and makes $1,000 in the binary this week. Because you personally enroll Viola, you would make $250. Suppose you enrolled 10 Violas. Instead of you making $250, you would make $2,500 this week, just in 1 week. Okay. Now, let's say Viola goes out and tells 10 people, and all those other people, you had 10 people, and they each sold packages to 10 people. And those people each earn $1,000 in the binary. So now you got 100 people on your second level earning $1,000 a week. That's $100,000. You get to earn 20% or $20,000 in the binary. I mean, in matching bonuses, $20,000. Can you imagine that coming to your bank account every week? Okay, then on the third level, those 100 people, let's say they enrolled 10. So we're not talking about a lot of people. We're just talking about 10 people that you've enrolled. You get 20%. That's, that's a million, because 1,000 people are now on this third level. Okay, 1,000 people, 10, 100, 1,000 times $1,000 in volume. That's $1 million in volume. You get to make 200,000. In other words, we're going to be filthy rich one day, you guys, if you just hang around and do the work. Okay, I would love to get paid on something that is worthwhile and definitely pays out than to be, not secured. We talked about security a little bit earlier. You're looking at a form right now that tells you some packages that we're going to talk about. So you might say, well, you know, I just want to try the patches, Viola. Just how much is a 30-day supply? You can get a package from Viola for $150. That's the retail price. If you go to her site and order a 30-day sleeve, that's what we call them, sleeves, you will pay $150 plus tax and shipping. But I think a better investment, and that's, you know, we highly recommend you consider the silver pack, where you get these sleeves for $100 a sleeve. So now you can get 3 for $300. Whereas if you got 2 on her site or from her as a retail, you still would pay $300, but you'd only have 2 sleeves. Now you can get 3 for the same amount. But the thing about the silver is it at least gets you in the binary compensation plan that I talked about. As a customer, you do not go into the binary. So it's just a better decision. Not only that, everything that you purchase, and when you purchase a package, you get to write it off on your taxes because this is a business, right? So even if you said, I just want to use the patches for me and my spouse, and maybe if I want to share it with a few of my relatives, you still are in the binary. You do have that option to earn money if you want to, but it's not required. If you're a gold package, that simply means you're still paying $100 per sleeve, but now you're getting more sleeves, $500. The benefit of the gold package, it positions you to be the manager that I told you earlier when you get 4. Now, suppose you came in as a silver and you just decided, I want to be a gold package. I want more sleeves. You can upgrade to gold, and all you do is pay a difference of $200, and then they'll send you 2 more sleeves. But the gold package is what is qualified. I mean, it's what is required for you to get promoted to the manager. So that's why you want to be a gold if you want to build a business. Now, the last package I want to tell you about is the diamond package. This is for serious entrepreneurs like Viola. She came in with a diamond so quick. And that's what my husband and I decided to do because we had a big vision. See, we were thinking about all the people we could help. So you get 19 sleeves, but now you're only paying $84 a sleeve. Another benefit of the diamond package is that if you enroll another diamond, the company is going to pay you $500. If you're not a diamond, any other package, you only make $200 when you sign up the diamond. And that extra $300, guess what it does? It rolls up to Viola or somebody else who enrolled you who is a diamond, or somebody above you that's a diamond. So that's another benefit of the diamond package, but you can always upgrade. You just get in. It doesn't matter how you get in. It matters that you get in. So get in where you fit in. Now, another thing that's important is this. Remember, I talked about points being accumulated in the binary. And the way you start getting money in the binary and creating what we call residual income is you have to stay active, simply meaning that you buy one of these sleeves per month. Don't you want to stay on these packs? Don't you want to stay on the X39, seeing all the benefits as you're getting older, you're really getting younger, all of that, but you can't do that if you don't have the patch. So if you want to stay active and accumulate those points, you want to be on what we call auto ship. We set that up when you sign up. So the next month you automatically get 1 sleeve. But the thing about earning money with the 1 sleeve, it only qualifies you to earn up to $100 a week in the binary. You can earn money by signing people up, but in the binary, which is the residual part, you can only earn $100 a week. But the people that what we want to suggest to you is to access all the money in the comp plan, max it out. You get 2 sleeves. If you're married, now you got 1 sleeve for your spouse, 1 for you and 1 for your spouse. So you need that anyway. If you're single, you still need 2 because how are you going to sample? You know, this is, you see this envelope right here? It says, these are the benefits we talked about. And in the back, it talks about, you know, how to apply the patch and all this, all the instructions. We take these, I take these envelopes everywhere I go because I was at one of my clients' house today and the plumber could not get down under the sink because he had had surgery. He couldn't bend his back. And he was talking about excruciating pain, all this. So I was able to patch him because I had these patches with me. Okay. So you can't give people patches if you don't have any patches. That's why you need 2 sleeves per month. Okay. And so it's, but also at the diamond package, you don't have to do this prescription for the first 3 months and you're still qualified. So there's a lot of benefits for being a diamond. You get to skip 3 months. Like if you sign up today, which is February 1st, I believe, you won't have to get any more patches until May. Till May the 1st is the next time that you have to place an order, and you will stay active, okay? And you will still be qualified with all the benefits of a diamond. So now it's time to make your move, you guys. If you're serious about your dreams, your dream may just to be healthy. Your dream may be to get money as an issue out of the way. And we just really want to encourage you not to hesitate, because Viola is on a mission. I can see she's very excited. She's on a mission to help a lot of people, but in doing so, she's building a strong team. The people that sign up first with her get to be positioned first. They get to maximize on the money, because they're, in that binary, you get to spill over. So I encourage you to get back with Viola as soon as you get off this call. Text her and say, I'm in, and she will make sure that you get your package, and she will talk to you about which package you want. But with that, if you want to say anything else before we end this call, Viola, you're more than welcome to come back on and say something before we close the call out.
Well, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to speak to my people. They know how to get in contact with me. And for you guys, I appreciate you taking the time and getting on this call. Ashe.
All right. You all have a wonderful evening. This call has been recorded, and I will get it to you, Viola. Have a good one. Take care.
Good night.